Let's talk about the LG Wing. Now, I've had this now for a few years. I love this device. Now, it's not heavy in my rotation, but I still like this device a lot. It did get upgraded to Android 13. LG kept their promise and their word, just like they said. Android 13 is on board. Now, I didn't see any type of changes with the OS at all. I didn't see any changes, but it runs really well. It runs really well. I really like this device because I like this design. It reminds me of the Note 20 Ultra. I love that. But you know what I really like the most, as far as the build quality? I love the way it feels. It feels super premium. It is a heavy device. I mean, it really is heavy, but it's super premium the way it feels. I'm going to be honest, half the time I really don't want to put a case on this. Now, I usually always use cases because I'm just try to be very careful because it only really takes one drop to ruin your device. Just one drop. Now, you could be a person that really don't drop your device at all. Like me, I barely ever drop my devices, but it only takes one drop. And that one drop that you drop it on something hard and something rugged and it scrapes and it cracks the device, you're going to be mad because that day you decide you just didn't want to put a case on it. But I'm not going to lie, most of the time I don't because it just feels so good and it's so comfortable in the hand. It doesn't stab you, like my Note 20 Ultra does. If I don't use a case, it doesn't stab me in the palm. It's like the edges are like nice and rounded. It just feels great and it has a nice thickness to it. Like I don't like, thin phones because thin phones are the ones that's going to stab you in your hand. This phone has a nice thickness to it. This is like the perfect thickness to a phone for me. And I'm just speaking for me. I can't speak for you. I'm speaking for me. I like the button placement, right here. Everything's on the right. Power button could just be a tad bit lower right here, but still, everything's on the right. Nothing's on the left. Nothing's needed. You got your one down firing speaker. Everything up here. You got your pop-up selfie camera there, but no face unlock, unfortunately. There is an always on display, but right now my phone is in do not disturb. You do have the in-display fingerprint sensor that still works pretty well, and it's well placed. It's not too high, it's not too low. It's right where it's supposed to be, and as you can see, it still works well. Now, it's not the fastest fingerprint sensor, but it works good with no problem. You get a nice little animation, and also you get some haptic feedback, which I like. You get this 6.8-inch 1080p OLED display, not quite HD, but it is beautiful, and it can get really, really bright. There's a setting inside this phone where you could put it, give it extra brightness, which I really like. And I don't know why LG didn't do, configure the display like this on the LG V60. They left all this bezel on the right and on the bottom, and that stupid notch up there just looks stupid. So to me, this has the better display, the way it's configured, because there's none on the side and very thin bezels at the top and bottom, which I like. This is definitely not as wide as the LG V60, but the way they did the display is just better. Much better. Now, of course, the biggest thing is this. When you switch this thing like this and you get these two displays, you got a GOLED 1080p display down here, and you can control this by, let me see, you swipe this down, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's this. Yep. See this little mouse right here? See, if I want to play something, all I got to do is press that, and then I go over here and then press play, and it'll start playing something. Now, I don't want to play anything because I don't want to get any type of issues. So I'm going to come out of this. But you say, well, how do I control it now that I got rid of that? All I do is swipe this back down. Now, I could just switch this down to here. Let me see. Swipe this down. Nope, not that one. Sorry, I haven't used this in a minute. See, just switch it down here and then swipe up, and now I'm back to this. But this is what makes this phone super unique, and there's not another phone like this on the market. this display on a swivel, I mean, I'm telling you, you go out and you do this in front of somebody, they're going to be like, whoa, what kind of phone is that? You're not going to see nobody walking around with an LG Wing. I have it. And I'm around people with cell phones all the time. Nobody has this device. So if you want to stand out, if you want to be unique, this is the device to do it, okay? You got Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and back on this device, and you got that military grade coating on here, which is cool. Of course, you got the always on display. I already talked about the fingerprint sensor. Of course, no face unlock, which made no sense. No headphone jack, which I don't like. No quad DAC, which I don't like, but it is what it is. But it does have expandable storage up to 2 terabytes. And that's very important to me because I'm a storage monster. Of course, performance on this device is still really, really smooth. So you can open up Facebook down here. I mean, not Facebook, YouTube. Say if I want to use something else. Let me see. I go back to this. Say I want to go to, I want to go to that. Amazon. But right back down here, I'm back on YouTube. Or I could just switch them. Let me see. Yeah, just switch them just like that. Amazon down here. Now, if I want to go back up there, just use this. And go, say I want to go to Prime Video. Now, Prime Video is opening up. Okay, now it will turn, but sometimes it comes in a weird configuration like this, but it's all good. Now, like I said, Android 13 is on board now. This is the last Android update for this phone, so no more after this. And performance is not as fast and smooth. At least, it doesn't have a high refresh rate. So it's not going to be super fast and super smooth when you're scrolling. At least not in Prime Video. Let me see. I think YouTube, it usually scrolls a little bit faster. Let me see. Yeah, it scrolls a little bit faster in YouTube, as you can see. Still not quite as smooth, but I mean smooth enough. So you do get fast scrolling in YouTube, just for some reason not in Prime Video. So that's YouTube. So the performance on this device is still really, really good. No problem. You see how fast everything opens up. Let me see. Let me open up. Let me see the weather. Everything opens up. See that? And that was closed. Everything opens up pretty quickly. Kindle, I don't have that. I'm not signed in on that one. Let me see. Sports. See, everything comes in really, really fast. Oh, I didn't sign in yet. So that's the only reason for that. Facebook. Boom. So no issues with performance with this device at all. None whatsoever. Now, when it comes to battery life, of course, only a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. But I could still get a day and a half. Now, I know some people find it hard to believe, but I'm just telling you the truth. Everybody uses their phone differently. Battery life is always going to be subjective. I can get a day and a half on a 4,000 milliamp hour battery using this moderate to heavy. That's what I'm getting. I can't speak for other people. Now, if you can't barely get through a day, I couldn't tell you why. I mean, like I said, everybody use their phone differently. I'm still getting great battery life on this device. Now, of course, when it comes to battery charging speeds, this thing is super slow. It's going to take you an hour and 43 minutes from 0 to 100 because it only has Quick Charge 4.0, and you're only getting 13 watts of wireless charging. So wireless charging going to take you over 3 hours. So, I mean, keep that in mind. That might not matter to you because maybe, there's people out there that don't care about wireless charging. I just happen to be one of them people that do. You do have some IP54 splash proof on here, so if you splash water on it, you'll be fine. One down-firing speaker, no dual stereo speakers, which I think was a huge mistake they made with this device because it should have had dual stereo speakers, definitely. Of course, you get pen support, no headphone jack, no quad DAC. Camera quality is still really, really great. I mean, great. Now, of course, there's phones out now that are just better, give you better camera quality. But the camera quality on this is still going to be excellent. You're still going to enjoy it. And remember, with the manual mode, with the video and the photos, so there's pro mode on this, on both. And man, you're talking about great video footage. This was the phone that I used for over a year when I was doing all of my YouTube videos, it was this phone. Now I use my Note 20 Ultra for all my YouTube videos, but this phone I used for quite a while until I got the Note 20 Ultra. So super steady video, like I said, manual mode, portrait mode, night mode, YouTube live. You got wide angle. So the cameras on here are really, really good. So no problems with the cameras. But overall, I still love this device. And like I said, if it's about being innovative and being different and standing out, you're going to stand out with this device. No question about that. No question at all. Let me see. Try that again. Okay, there we go. I just love how now, maybe before this didn't react this fast. I mean, everything. So maybe the Android 13 made everything even faster the way it, you know, but that's just, you pull this out, I'm telling you, people, this is an eye turner. You're going to get people's attention, especially, say, if you're watching something, right? But I think I got to make sure I turn the volume down. Let me see. Make sure I turn this volume down. Okay, the volume's already down. So say I'm playing this down here, but I want to move it up. So all they do is press this button here, and I move it up here. Then when if I want to hold on to this and watch it, and you know I don't want to be hitting no buttons, swipe down again, press this button over here, and now I can hold it like this and just watch my movies. As you can see, I'm a Trekkie. Now I know this is in full mode. I'm kind of chopping off his head, but I like to use the whole display. That's just me. I don't, you know, I'm cropping this. That's just the way I like to use it. Of course, you could change that. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Let's see. Okay, there we go. See, you fit the screen. I don't want to see all these black bars. No. I'm just not feeling it. I don't want to stretch it. So I just crop it. So that's just the way I like it. Now here, you still got your always on display. You still get time, date, day, battery percentage, and you still get your notifications. Instead of getting your notifications up here, you know, and disturbing, you know, your video footage, you get them all down here. So you're not disturbed at all on the upper screen. You can just hold this however way you want it, and it's going to be fine. Just holding it just like this, as opposed to how you normally do when you hold it like this. You just hold it down here like this. So I love this thing. Of course, you get this turned over and you can hold it like this if you want. But it's up to you. But I love this thing. I really do. Love this display. You know, I say it only has one down-firing speaker, but the speaker is loud and it does have nice stereo quality. But dual stereo speakers would have been perfect for this device. And a headphone jack would have been nice along with a quad DAC. But it doesn't have it. It is what it is. But do I still, to this day, recommend the LG Wing? Absolutely. This is still a great device, honestly. It has Android 13. It's probably going to get maybe one more year of security updates. Then it'll be completely done as far as updates, but doesn't mean the phone is dead, in my opinion, because I still got phones that don't get updates, got old software, but they still run good. And I've had no issues with them, no security breaches, none of that. Everything works fine. So I still recommend the LG Wing. Like I said, if you want something different and unique, something innovative, something that stands out, this is your device right here. And like I said, the build quality on this thing is awesome. You're going to love the way this thing feels in your hand without a case. So thank you all very much for taking the time to view this content. I do appreciate it. Hope everybody out there is staying safe, staying well, and I'll check you guys out in the next one. Peace.